the virtual parent and guardian check-in. And I'm glad you all could make it this evening. I'd like to welcome everyone. I'm Mr. Palmer. I'd like to welcome all of our students and the parents and guardians, Dr. Chen, who was so gracious to stay here with us, Mr. Woody, Ms. Carpenter, and Ms. Red. Our main message tonight is that we want to help you, students and parents, to be successful, and we're absolutely here to support you. And we realize that virtual learning is a partnership between home and school. We can't do it alone here at school without your help, and we just can't do this alone, but together we will. One of the things that I think will help all the students and parents with communication is to go into Google Classroom and turn off email notifications. What's happening here is every time any one of us posts anything in Google Classroom, the students are getting emails that basically says, we posted something in Google Classroom. Looking at Google Classroom, they already know that. And what's happening is, I think you guys are missing a lot of the important emails that you need to see, rather than an email to tell you like what you already saw happened. So I posted in Google Classroom to turn off email notifications. Also, we are going to share this presentation with all of you, and there's a link right here in the presentation that'll take you so you can turn off these email notifications, and that'll help clean up your inbox, and then see the more important things from your virtual teachers, Ms. Carpenter, myself, Ms. Red. If you have Ms. Love or Ms. Eden, any one of us, it'll help your email clear up. Are you unmuted?
Hi, can you guys hear me? All right, excellent. Before we begin, I also just want to say thank you to all of you guys, because we have like 54 folks today and moving. And I also want to say also thank you to our tech team, to Mrs. Kate Straley for spending some time with us, and also to Mr. Chris Baker, because he's with us tonight in case both of these lovely people are here with us tonight in case we're having some difficulty with technology. So thank you for being here with all of us. And for all of our students, this is wonderful. You guys will be getting extra credit. Yay! Okay. I just wanted to put that extra credit. Yay! Okay.
One of the things that on the days that I've had office hours and had the opportunity to actually meet with some of the students who were virtual is we've kind of seen that maybe some of you don't have a real regular schedule from when you're not, at school. Here at school, we have the bells ringing and you go from one class, and then you're in science for an hour, and then you go and you have a little break in the hall, and you get up and you go to civics, and then you go to math, and then you go to English or your exploratory, and there's a regular routine and a schedule. And talking with some of the kids who came in on office hours, they really didn't have a regular schedule. Another thing they were doing was, opening up a whole bunch of tabs on their Chromebook and then bouncing from one class to the other. And it'd be almost like if you were here at school and you sat down in my science class, and just as I started to explain something, you ran off to Ms. Carpenter's civics room, sat in there for a couple of minutes, ran over to Ms. Red's math class, sat in there, ran to English, sat in there for a couple of seconds, ran back to science. And two things would happen. Number one, you wouldn't get anything done in any of your classes, and you'd be exhausted. And that's kind of what we're hearing from a lot of you at home, is that you're spending a lot of time and you're spinning your wheels, you're tired, you're burned out on the computer. And so, I put up an example schedule that you might, want to set up for yourself. And Ms. Floyd has been wonderful for helping the students who have called the school and help them set up a schedule on their phone using their calendar. You can write this down, but you should have a daily routine. So, you know, like wake up at 7:30, 7:30 to 8:30, you're going to eat breakfast and get ready. And then pick a class. I just put science down because it was mine. I put that one first. But you know, you're going to do science for 45 minutes and take a break. Yes, you need a break. You can't just sit there staring at the computer screen until your eyes fall out. You need to get up, you know, refresh your mind, and then come back on schedule. And maybe you're going to do math for 45 minutes, take a break. Oh, look, I got you going back to science again. No, that should say civics. Take a break. Maybe around lunch, you review some things you're having trouble with, write down the questions so that if you have office hours with us or at the end of a Zoom meeting, you write down your questions, have lunch, and then you continue on with your day. So one of the things we think will really help is if you get together a routine, just like if you were at school, where you're going to do the same subject every day at the same time and get yourself into that, you know, regular routine of doing these things. The classes shouldn't take more than 45 minutes, an hour at most, and then you need to take a break. But it's just like you're here at school. You have to do all the subjects every day. Now for Mr. Palmer's class, you must use this weekly planner that I post in Classroom. The assignments are not posted separately in Google Classroom. They're only posted in the planner. And we did this to make it easier for you to find everything in one place. Many of the students found at the very beginning of the virtual learning, when we posted a week's worth of assignments and a week's worth of links, Classroom became overwhelming. And it was also hard to organize them by what you should do for each day. So if you're looking in Google Classroom exclusively for your assignments, you're not going to find them. They're in the weekly planner, and there's a to-do list for each day. So this is where you need to go. If you're not going in here, you're not going to find all of my assignments. I have things kind of on a daily routine, so here's your little to-do list. And the first thing you would do is click on your Do Now, and then it would open up a Google form. And for each question, parents and students, I tell you where to look in your notes packet. And this one said you can also look in your homework packet on page 4 or in the textbook on page 51 to 60. So you should, these are the things that we covered the day before. This is kind of give a little mini assessment to get your brain back into the right place. Also, these are directly test questions for me. I'm not very creative at making a whole lot of new questions. So when you submit this, it's going to show you your answers like this. And if you missed one, you can print this as a PDF and save it on your Chromebook, or just remember to go back and look at it so you don't miss the same things on an upcoming test or quiz. Then it says to review your answers to the homework in live worksheets, which this unit I found a new site so that we don't have to use Google Slides. And you would go to live worksheets, and it will show you when you say you're finished what the right answers are for each question. So it'll give you immediate feedback. One of the really nice things about this site is that for something like this classwork, I've set it to allow you to submit it 10 different times. You can do it over and over and over again until you get it right, and it will show you the right answers. After you look over yesterday's homework, you should click on today's video lesson. And I give you a description of the lesson. This one says we're going to review the timeline of how the model of the atom has changed over time. And down at the bottom, it says we're going to be using our notes, page 28 and 29 in the notes. So you should have this notes packet out. This is critical that you're working through these things with me. And as this said, the video lesson is going to cover page 28 and 29. So that would be, you would be on that page. And then the video lesson will open up, and you can see here in this video lesson, this is exactly like the bottom of the page on page 28. And then it says to do your homework. You're going to go to live workbooks. and you're going to answer your homework in here. That should be the end of the lesson. On the last page of the planner, I have links. And so there's my web page, videos where you can find all the video links, your student start page, the online textbook. So this is a handy place to find things. If you click on the second one down, video page on my website, it'll take you here. And I have, if you click on this, it'll take you to my YouTube, and all the videos for each unit are all here in one place. So if you want to go back and review, you can find a full playlist of everything for unit on the scientific measuring or classification of matter. The last thing that kind of worries Mr. Palmer is I have 150 students. And I put up here, are we watching the video lessons? This is the videos for the last unit on my YouTube, and it shows me how many times they've been viewed. Okay, 31, 58, 43. It concerns me when I have 150 students and it looks like there's only been 43 or 58 views. It doesn't look like everybody's connecting with the lessons. And so I can't imagine how you can do the science if you're not watching me teach. And I mean, these are really exciting videos. And then please check your email. And it was one of the reasons why I wanted to help you out, to make sure that anything is accidentally missing. I sent everybody a grade report like this that should be in your email. And in that grade report, each week is color coded, and I put links to every assignment. Also, if you're having problems to sign up to Schoology, so if you haven't completed something and it says missing or zero, you can click right here on the grade report and it'll take you to the assignment. And now, Ms. Carpenter for Civics.
Thank you.
We can't hear her. Oh, she's muted. Can you unmute her?
You can go upstairs.
Is that better? Okay. All right. Thank you. Mr. Palmer and I use the same weekly planner. So Mr. Palmer is going to click through the slides as we go through, so you can see the part about civics that I wanted you to view. My weekly planner is in a slightly different location. The weekly planner is extremely important, but my weekly planner to me is a major announcement every week. So it is always in the stream. So when you open up Google Classroom, it opens to stream, and the weekly planner will be the top post for that week. You can click directly on the weekly planner. This one happens to be third period, and it will tell you what you need to do. At the next slide, this is what it will come up like. But it is really important. I think the easiest thing to do is to click on Present. Present is in the upper right-hand corner. In present mode, I know that all the links are going to work properly and everything is linked in the weekly planner. On the very first page, it tells you our weekly topic. It tells you what we'll be doing each week, the dates. This for me is week 8, and it actually has a little overview video for you to watch. I would immediately click on that part. Once you finish with that page, click on the present mode, and you'll see how everything is going to work in the next couple of slides. This is what you see when you're in present mode. On Monday, everything you notice might be color coordinated, but there's a learning target. So students, you'll always know what you're learning that day. There's a little intro video at the bottom. The intro video, sometimes we'll have other things written there. But if you notice the to-do list on the right-hand side, on Monday starts off with a Zoom meeting. That Zoom meeting, those words are a link. Everything in that light blue color is a link. You don't have to hunt for any invitation to Zoom. You don't have to go to a calendar to find it. You can go right to the weekly planner, click on Zoom, and it will connect you. I would do those things in order underneath of Zoom meeting. Watch the video first. There's a reason it's an introduction video for the day. Read the textbook pages. Our textbook is online, and I have linked the pages to the weekly planner. You don't have to go hunt for them. There is an audio version that I have linked as well sometimes. This particular time I did not, but I will show you how to find that audio version as well. And then it says to complete the drag and drop activity on the Virginia documents. That too is a link for what you need to do that day. Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Next slide. This one I just jumped to a different slide. This one is Wednesdays. Do you notice that it's color coordinated? Everything on the Monday page was red. Tuesdays will be orange. Wednesdays is yellow. Thursdays is green. Friday is blue. If you're not sure what you're looking at, it's going to tell you where you are in the weekly planner. You can do more than one day at one time, but it's probably easiest. Finish one day and then you can move on the next day. You'll know you'll start there on Tuesday or Wednesday, however you need to work that out. You do not have to go hunt for any of your assignments in Google Classwork, in classroom classwork. I've noticed that a lot of people aren't using the weekly planner and everything is linked by day. So a lot of students are going into classwork and just trying to click on things by week, but they don't realize that those textbook pages 34 and 35 go with rules for a new country. So it's important to go to that weekly planner and follow the to-do list. Thank you. Next slide. There are a couple tabs on the top. There are 3 of them. The top one says specialty or offload downloads tab. This is for those students who are working offline at home. It gives them directions for what they need to do while they are at the Wi-Fi unit. I know that some people are Zooming with me from a car because they have to work offline at home. So this is telling them what they need to download. There are links to any kind of readings that they need to do. There are links for all of the videos that they need for the week. And they're also, it's telling them to go into things like Google Classroom, or sorry, Google Slides, Google Docs, and change them or click the thing, click File, click Make Available Offline. And once they've done that, they are ready to go home and work for Civics.
This is also the same for my weekly planner. If you have to work offline, this is where you'll find the things that you would download while you're at a hotspot.
Thank you. I wanted to show you the next tab because it says extras, and it is extra. Every week, I wanted students to be able to think about their topic more for the week. So I'm in a different location every week. This one happened to be the National Archives, and they had to go through and answer a couple questions. How does it relate to what we're talking about this week? They had to name the building that this was in. And I usually give a hint or two, and I'll often give hints during Zoom meetings as well. But this is just a fun activity, just another way to get you to think about it a bit. And on Mondays, the first day of the week that we have a Zoom meeting, we will have a drawing every week. And I've been giving out little prizes. They're coming in the mail. I know that everyone recently has gotten a pocket copy of the Bill of Rights. I'm sure you're excited, but it also came with a little gift card as well. The last tab is the Links tab. The Links tab has links to things that I thought might be important for you, such as my webpage, the Student Start page, the Virtual Academy resources. I may take a few from Mr. Palmer. He had some good ideas on his links page. But our textbook is also online. So this is where if you can't find the textbook pages that I have linked, you can always go to the links tab, click on the textbook. It tells you the username and password. Choose the civics and economics text. You can do it with or without audio. So it will actually read the book to you if you'd rather listen to it while you're reading along. Thank you, Mr. Palmer. I want to show you what would happen if you clicked on that assignment on Wednesday. It said Articles of Confederation Notes, Rules for a New Country. So when a student clicks on that assignment link, they get one assignment that is pulled up. This is what they would need to fill in for this assignment. There's usually some further directions there, but this is what you would sign in. You can click on the words where it says Google Slides, and it looks like the next slide. Thank you, Mr. Palmer. When you click on that, this is what comes up. Now, I realize that sometimes it looks rather small. If you need to enlarge it to make sure you can see it, because sometimes it is small, there's a magnifying glass that I've pointed to. You can make that larger so you can view it if it's too small to read. Now, this particular one gives you some different directions in the arrow and the little burst of something over there on the left, but it also put in text boxes for you. Sometimes I know that you may have to double click that text box in order to type in it, or you may have what come up and there's no text box. If you can't type on it and you can't get it to work for you to make sure you can type your answers in, there's a text box link or little icon. If you click the box with the T, then you can draw your own text box and type in it. It will save it for you on your drive, and then you can turn it in. So don't forget to turn in your assignment. Click on that turn in button. The weekly planner is posted to Google Classroom on Friday evenings prior to the week's lesson. So this Friday, I'll be posting week 9, next week's lesson. When in doubt, you can always go to the help in the menu bar to learn how to use whatever program you're using, Google Slides, Google Docs. If something doesn't work, try help. I will be glad to solve any problem I can as much as possible with the lesson. People have often been emailing me. I really appreciate students asking questions, parents asking questions. That's how we know how to help, but be as specific as possible so I'll understand what you're trying to ask about. It took me a while today to figure out what a student was asking, just because, and we went back and forth several times. So be as specific as you can. I can always come up with a plan to help you catch up if you feel like you are behind. I know that there are many students who are doing their work diligently. I see people that are on here who are doing that. And I know that some of you may have a few outstanding assignments. The 9 weeks does not end until next week. I can help you make a plan if you need to. Let me know. I will certainly try to go through and make every effort to respond to you within 24 hours. I know that on a weekend, it could be a little bit longer depending on what my plan is for that time, but I do have connections on my phone and computer that I can check continually. You see my office hours are there 9 to 10 every day. However, I do check it all day long so I can get back in touch with you as quickly as possible.
I'd like to interject at this point in time. Mr. Palmer, can you turn down your volume down a little bit? What I want to say is I'm really proud of these teachers here, because one of the things that they have shared with me is that they completely understand that this takes time, and this is not necessarily easy to do per se. Can you guys still hear me? And that being said, what the message we want to make sure is that we understand and we're here to support you. And these teachers, if you are falling behind, they will make an effort to catch you up. They will look at assignments. They'll look at which key task you need to focus on, and we will focus on those to move you along. The goal is to ensure that you have a successful time here at the LCPS Virtual Academy, but you need to start by contacting these teachers first. It doesn't matter how far behind you are. We just want you to reach out and contact us so we can put you on a plan to get you caught up. We do not want anyone to have a D or F. That's not our goal. We really want people to learn, but we understand that this is a completely different environment. So we are here to support you 100%. And thank you again, parents, for being here with us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer.
I would just like to add that I put in on that grade report that nothing is due. I've extended all the deadlines until October 4th. So, anything you need to turn in, we have before grades are due. So I think it's Miss Red's turn. And Miss Red, I'll click along if you just sort of like give me a clue when you want me to click.
That'll work. Thank you so much. Can everybody hear me okay? If you can give me a thumbs up if you are on video, that'd be great. Awesome. Thank you, guys. It is so great to see all of y'all tonight. I just want to reiterate what Dr. Chen said. I am so proud of all of the kids for all of your hard work. Okay, no matter what the grade book says, every single student in my class has reached out or done something, and that says a lot because this is a very different environment that we're in. We're aware of that. The teachers are feeling that way too, right? This is very different for us as well. So, we're here because we want to work with you and we want to make this the best experience possible. So please, again, to reiterate, please reach out. Whether it's parent or student, both of you guys, I just encourage everyone to just be under the understanding we are all on a team here and we want you to have this successful experience. So I have just a few slides to reiterate some of the things that Mr. Palmer and Ms. Carpenter said. I wanted to show you a few places that you can find materials for Algebra 1. I do utilize a little bit of a different plan than Mr. Palmer and Ms. Carpenter, but I love their planner. And I hope that what I have is very clear. And I do think that all the teachers are interested in feedback. So as we move through this virtual academy, please continue to give feedback to all of your teachers. Let us know if there's things that really work for one class versus another. So if you are in Algebra 1, you can find information. If you can go back to that screen, Mr. Palmer. You can find information in the stream. So in the stream, all I post are any of the overviews for the weeks. Okay, this is the same thing that comes out every Friday. But you can also find any information that you need in the classwork tab. So go ahead, Mr. Palmer. The main thing that I send out every Friday and what you'll see in that stream as far as the weekly overview is something like this. Every week, there's an overview for the entire week. Okay, you'll see what we have going on for our content each day and what the independent practice is for that day. You see the links that say 7th, 8th. 7th and 8th are the different grades that I teach. So if you click on 7th, that'll take you to the 7th grade link for that independent practice. If you click on 8th, that'll take you to the 8th grade link for that independent practice. So again, if all you access is this weekly overview, then you will be set for the week. And again, this is located in the stream, and it's also located in the classwork tab. Every week is labeled clearly, and there's a weekly overview in every week, okay? So every Zoom class link can be found here, all the video links can be found here, and any of the assignment links. So very similar to your other teachers, we want to make this as seamless as possible. We want you to be able to find everything in one place instead of having to search through things. So if you feel like you're lost, if you feel like you're searching through things and you can't find things, then reach out, right? Because it's supposed to be very simple, okay? If you're not feeling that way, let us know. All right, go ahead, Mr. Palmer. If you do go into the classwork tab, there is important information, and I've done my best to try and make it very clear. Right at the top of the classwork tab are links for my Zoom class and for office hours. So I do hold our Zoom class at 9:30 on Mondays and Thursdays, and then office hours are at 11 o'clock on Wednesdays. Go ahead, Mr. Palmer. If you scroll down in the classwork tab, you'll see each week. All right, so this was week 7. I just gave this as an example because this week that we're in, week 8, like Ms. Carpenter, we're in week 8. This week, we just have one assignment since it's a review week. So I wanted to show you what week 7 looked like. Any day that you click on, so if you clicked on Tuesday, you would see a description for what to do on Tuesday. You also have the video link there for Tuesday. Okay, go ahead. I wanted to talk a little bit about the interactive notebook because any day that you have a video, it goes along with our interactive notebook. The screenshot that you see that says interactive notebook is found almost at the very top of our classwork tab. We are in the Unit 2 interactive notebook, and I just wanted to show you a screenshot of one of the pages. We have the videos linked in the slides. So as soon as you open a slide, and notice there's a description here, these notes can be completed independent of the video, but both of them need to be done. Watch the video, complete the notes, you choose the order, but they both need to be done. And if you're feeling like you're going through the notes and you're struggling with something, chances are the answer is in the video. Just like Mr. Palmer said, these videos are how we are able to present instruction to you. So you need to be watching them, all right? Again, you can watch the videos and then work on the the interactive notebook and then the independent practice. That's the idea, is that you're getting new instruction, that you're interacting with it, and then you're actually practicing, okay? And videos are wonderful. You have the opportunity to pause the video, to play it back, to watch it again, all right? So it's a very independent opportunity to be one-on-one with the teacher in a way, all right? You can move forward, Mr. Palmer, thank you. I wanted to show you another example of an assignment in Google Classroom. So this is still week 7. And if you clicked on 9/24, there was no video, but this was a Thursday, and you'll see that there's a link to the Zoom session here. So notice there have been multiple places where the link to the Zoom class is. And most of you guys are doing a great job of signing on, but some of you are still having trouble finding those links, okay? They're in multiple places. In addition to the Zoom class that we had on Thursday, there was an activity. So this is what the activity looks like when you open. So again, you have to click on Thursday to see that activity. And sometimes you have to scroll down, right? But everything should be there that's listed there in the description. You can move forward, Mr. Palmer. All right, another place that I wanted to share with parents and guardians is my website, because I know that you all can't always access things in Google Classroom. So I tried to make it just a short, easy way to get to the website, tinyurl.com/red, which is spelled like the color, but with an extra D, LCPS. So if you go to that website, I have a lot of resources, but one of the main ones that I feel like has been very helpful for families is the weekly schedule. So as soon as you get on that web page, you can see my little Bitmoji classroom there, and the weekly schedule is circled in red. When you click that weekly schedule, you all are virtual algebra 1, and I always have the week that just ended and the week that's coming, and you'll see again that weekly overview where all of the assignments are linked, all of the videos are there, and our general schedule is overviewed. Okay, so this is a great place for you families to go to plan the week ahead. All right, Mr. Palmer, you can go forward. Another link that I've added to my website is for parents and guardians. And you can see that there's just a few different links that are helpful for you all. Mr. Palmer mentioned turning off the notifications for Google Classroom. I highly recommend that. Any notification you need, we will send to you. You don't need to have every single move that we make in Google Classroom published to you. So I really, again, encourage you to turn off those notifications. And then I have a page that's frequently asked questions, just general information, like how do I do a screenshot? Or how do I break up my screen into 2 screens? So that would be there at that link. The actual virtual parent guardian check-in night that we're doing right now, there's a link to this presentation that you can view for later. And then there's also the family tech help pages that have been sent out through the county with great information about how to help when you have a technology issue or who to contact. You can go ahead forward, Mr. Palmer. So last, I just added the screen for all of us. You know, we are here to help you. Dr. Chen, Mr. Woody, Mr. Palmer, Ms. Carpenter, myself, Ms. Floyd, we are all here as a team to support you all through this new process. And we're excited that a lot of the things that we're doing, we want you to interact with it and we want you to be successful. So here are just a few things that you can do to help yourself as well. Make sure you review the plan for the week from your teacher. All of us are sending you out a plan to follow for the week. Review that plan, okay? Use an agenda or a planner, something physical that you see where you can put all of your information together in one place. Make a plan or a schedule for your day. Write down any of the assignments you have to complete, all right? I know for me, I'm very much, as digital as this age is, I still use a paper planner. I still use a paper calendar. It's just easier for me to see that bigger, broader picture that way. And then follow a schedule, like we suggested earlier, okay? An hour maximum. If you feel like you've spent, or if not feel, if you know you've spent over an hour, close to 2 hours working on an assignment, please reach out. That's too much, okay? At that point, I know a lot of you guys are at a point of struggle and you need extra support. Write down the questions you have, whether it's in that planner or it's on a sheet of paper while you're going through the videos. Write them down and reach out to us. Reach out to us early and often, okay? Keep communicating with us. Keep letting us know how you're doing and letting us know that you've completed something or letting us know that you need that extra support. We are here for you, okay? We want to help you, and again, we want to make sure that this is a successful opportunity for all of our students.
So thank you so much, Mrs. Red, for that. I want to thank everyone. At the same time, I want to reiterate what Mrs. Red and Mr. Palmer, Mrs. Floyd, all of us, the grade 8 team, this LCMS, we really believe in this. If something is taking, and to the students as well too, please hear me when we say this. If it is taking you more than 45 minutes to an hour to complete the assignment, we want you to stop. So let me say this again. If it is taking you more than 45 minutes to an hour to complete the assignment, we need for you to stop. These assignments are not meant to be taking any more than 45 minutes to an hour. If you are having some difficulty, that is when you need to send an email to one of your teachers so that they can assist you. I know for a fact that I've worked with these 3 teachers that they work one-on-one, if need be, with some students on extra Zoom sessions to go over either a math problem, a science problem, or a civics problem. We are here to support you 110%. We totally get it that less is more. We've been looking at all of our assignments. We're constantly thinking about ways to be more consistent and to consolidate everything. But we don't know if you have an issue if you don't tell us. So please, please, please reach out to your teachers. We are asking you to please reach out to us so that we know how best to help you. The other thing that I have a suggestion about is that if your child is having a particular difficulty with maintaining a schedule, please make an appointment with one of our school counselors. Here, they will sit down with your child and you, and we can also do this virtually as well too, to make a daily schedule so it's not feeling too overwhelming. So the schedule that Mr. Palmer had put in the beginning, that's actually a good schedule, but we can work with you on developing a schedule, and then following that schedule is very important on a day-to-day basis so that you're not feeling overwhelmed that, oh my goodness gracious, we need to do everything in one setting. And the other thing that I want to share with you is I've had some really great conversations with both parents and teachers, and this is what I'm learning, and this is completely different. In a classroom, we can raise our hands and we're going to get the question immediately answered. Immediately answered. But it's a little bit different in the virtual world. So write those questions down, because I am very impatient myself too. I want that immediate answer, and then I feel like, oh man, that teacher doesn't care about me. That's not true. That teacher's probably either teaching another class or on a Zoom session. So have a little notebook, write the question down, and then send off that email to your teacher. But just remember, it's within a 24 hours that they will get back to you. It's not because they don't care. It is honest to goodness because they're probably in another Zoom session or teaching a particular class face to face, because many of our teachers are hybrid teachers, which means that they have an A day, a B day, and they also are teaching online. But our protocol is to get back to you within 24 hours. So that's very important. The other thing that's very important is when you call the technology hotline, if it is a technical issue, you want to hit the button 4. 4 is going to get you to Mr. Chris Baker and his team, who are amazing. He has the ability to go into your particular screen, which I can't, to walk you through the process to find out what it is that you may, or the difficulty in figuring it out. He is also the password guru person, so he can help you figure out what the password issue may be, or to help with Zoom authentication. The other thing that I also want you guys to know is that we've been writing down everyone who has come today, so that you do not need to worry about if you mentioned your name wasn't here. You will be receiving the extra credit. You will be receiving. I even got some messages on my personal phone. I've recorded those names down. You will receive the extra credit. And again, the other thing that I want to share out with you is that these teachers want to work with you. So if you're feeling behind and you're like, oh my goodness gracious, I have 27 assignments, it's okay. Reach out to these teachers. They know what the key assignments are. They're going to work with you, because our goal is to make sure that you have a very successful year. We get it. This is a complete different time. We're in a pandemic. We're here to support you 110%. Mr. Palmer, I turn it back to you. And also, I want the last word to be for also any of our faculty members who are on here as well too. And if you have questions, just let us know. We're actually reading the chat room, and so I can let Mr. Palmer know about questions as well too. So if you have any questions, you can type it in the chat and we will address it.
Okay, well, sorry about, I see somebody said there was an echo. Sorry about that. We're going to post, all of us are going to be posting this presentation with the links in the with the links to find everything you need in our separate classrooms. Also, speaking for myself, and I'm sure Ms. Carpenter and Ms. Red, I'm going to email, I'll send you everybody, students and parents, an email with a link to the presentation in the email. So there'll be a couple of ways you can review it. I know we covered a lot of information here, so it's hard to remember everything Ms. Carpenter said about her weekly planner, or I said. So, we expect that. So we'll be posting it so you can get back to this and take a look at these slides and look that over. One of the things that Dr. Chen said when you guys said there was echo is, we want to answer your questions as fast as possible, but it's sometimes we're teaching or we have other things. So it's 24-hour communication protocol to get back to you. Same thing, with grades. Right now, I've extended, speaking for myself, I've extended my deadlines on everything until October 4th. So, regrading everything from the beginning of the year till now takes quite a bit of time, and I need to prepare materials. So, the minute you submit something in Schoology or you turn in a Google slide, it's not gonna show up in classroom right away. I think I said my email, I'm gonna repost after October 4th when a lot of the missing work is sent in. Sometimes I can cycle back earlier and get some grades in, but you know, hopefully there's a lot of late work coming in, so I can't tell Dr. Chen there's no lessons, only grading. So I have to make new lessons, and I'm sure that's true with Ms. Carpenter and Ms. Red. You know, we want to get your grades posted right away, but if you've turned it in, it's there. So don't worry, it'll be in Power School as soon as humanly possible. And you know, we really have enjoyed having everybody come here tonight. You know, please reach out to us before you feel like you're going to have a meltdown. You know, it's not supposed to be a meltdown. You're supposed to, you know, spend no more than an hour of class a day, and you know, don't wait until you're having a catastrophe. I only look mean. I'm actually pretty nice, and Miss Red and Miss Carpenter look nice. So you know, reach out to us. We're here to help you. So you know, we want to hear from you, and if you're having problems, you know, at the end of all of our Zoom meetings, if you want to stay and ask questions, and I understand in a big group it might be embarrassing, so I always say, like, if you want to stay for a couple minutes after the regular Zoom meetings, you know, feel free to stay and ask questions. That's when you need to have those things written down. And then, of course, you know, contact us all during our office hours. Don't sit at home spending hours and hours and hours trying to figure out something. You know, you need to, that's why we're teachers. That's what we're here for. We're your experts to help you break those log jams so you can move forward and you don't spend all that time getting frustrated. You can spend more time learning and, you know, have those breaks. You need to take the breaks, and, you know, you guys are kids. You need to take time to be children, not just stare into a computer screen. That's not the purpose of the program. So unless anybody has anything else, I think we're wrapping it up. When you go into Google Classroom, up at the left-hand corner, it looks like 3 little pancakes. You want to pick on the pancake. Down at the bottom of that, depending on how many classrooms you have, you'll see settings. You're going to click on the settings, and it'll open up, and there's a little on-off switch. If it's on blue, it's on. You want to click it to where it's gray, and that's it. Okay. Click on Classroom, go to your classroom, click up here where it looks like 3 stacked up pancakes. It'll scroll down, it'll open up, there'll be a little drop down, it'll say Settings. The settings will open up, and you want to turn the email notifications off. All those email notifications are doing is saying, Ms. Carpenter posted something, and you see that it's posted. It's almost like waking up in the morning and get an email that says the sun came up. I mean, if you look in Classroom, you see the assignments. If you look out the window, you see the sun. You don't need emails to tell you something that you already know. And it's cluttering up your inboxes. So the important things that Ms. Red is sending and Ms. Carpenter and myself, like grade reports, or we changed the meeting because of Olvea's schedule and something came up at the last minute, you're not seeing those because you're getting 50 emails that you don't need to read. And, you know, nobody likes to look through all those 50 emails to find the one important one that told them something they really needed to know, and then it got lost in all the clutter. So, you know, it'll be really helpful if you do that. And then these links are posted The little slideshow is in all the classrooms, so each student can go in there and look at this while they're doing it. Is there anything else, Dr. Chen, or should we?